big up Wolverhampton Youth Theatre, who gave me a chance when I was an 11-year-old.
This is the one. It was the thing that got my passion for theatre really fueled.
Don't let anybody tell you that it isn't possible. It might take the stars to align, but it is possible.
Here's to us continuing to give the world new ways to dream. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nick Mohammed, your host of the Olivier Awards 2026 with Cunard. Now, we've had another year of incredible theatre here in London, and we'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who helps bring each production to life, creating that shared magic that audiences enjoy and connect with. I can't wait to celebrate with you all on Sunday the 12th of April at the iconic Royal Albert Hall. But first, I'm thrilled to introduce this year's nominees, presented by a few familiar Olivier Award-winning productions.
Best Sound Design. Adam Fisher for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Gareth Owen for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Ryan Rumry for Stereophonic at the Duke of York's Theatre. Giles Thomas for Kenrex at the Other Palace.
Hello, my name is Daniel Boys and I play King George III in Hamilton. Here are the nominees for Outstanding Musical Contribution.
Outstanding Musical Contribution. Matt Brind for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Will Butler and Justin Craig for Stereophonic at the Duke of York's Theatre. John Patrick Elliott for Kenrex at the Other Palace. Chris Fenwick and Sean Hayes for Goodnight Oscar at the Barbican Theatre.
Hello, I'm Danielle Denise, and I'm this year's recipient of the Olivier Award for Outstanding Contribution to Opera. I'm delighted to announce the nominees for Best New Opera Production.
Best New Opera Production. Dead Man Walking at the London Coliseum. The Macropolis Case at the Royal Opera House. Tosca at the Royal Opera House. Die Walküre at the Royal Opera House. Best New Dance Production. Into the Hairy at Sadler's Wells. Mimi Shabine at Sadler's Wells East. Random Taranto at the Pit at the Barbican. She's Auspicious at Sadler's Wells East. Best New Production in Affiliate Theatre. Ben and Imo at the Orange Tree Theatre. The Glass Menagerie at the Yard Theatre. The Ministry of Lesbian Affairs at the Kiln Theatre. Miss Myrtle's Garden at the Bush Theatre. The Shitheads at Jerwood Theatre Upstairs at the Royal Court Theatre.
Hello everyone! We're the cast of Brainiac Live. Here are the nominees for Best Family Show, which we won last year.
We hope you have a blast!
Best Family Show. The Boy at the Back of the Class at the Rose Theatre. The Boy with Wings at the Polka Theatre. The Firework Maker's Daughter at the Polka Theatre. The Three Little Pigs at the Unicorn Theatre.
Hello! We're the cast of Cabaret.
Here are this year's nominees for the Best Actress in Supporting Role in a Musical.
Best Actress in a Supporting Role in a Musical. Tracy Bennett for Here We Are at the National Theatre, Littleton. Amy Booth Steele for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Kate Fleetwood for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Victoria Hamilton Barrett for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Georgina Honora for Shucked at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre.
We're delighted to present the nominees for Best Supporting Actor in a Musical.
Best Actor in a Supporting Role in a Musical. Trevor Ashley for The Producers at the Garrick Theatre. Corbin Blue for The Great Gatsby, a New Musical at the London Coliseum. Tom Eden for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Joe Foster for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Oliver Saville for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Best Lighting Design. Robbie Butler for Punch at the Young Vic and Apollo Theatre. John Clark for Evita at the London Palladium. Aideen Malone and Roland Horvath for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Joshua Faro for Kenrex at the Other Palace.
Hi, we're the cast of My Neighbor Totoro. Here are the nominees of Best Set Design, an award our show won in 2023.
Best Set Design. Paul Tate Depew III for The Great Gatsby, a New Musical at the London Coliseum. Tom Pye and Ash J. Woodward for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Tom Scott for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. David Zinn for Stereophonic at the Duke of York's Theatre.
Hello, chickens! We are the dazzlingly well-dressed cast of Moulin Rouge the Musical, and it is our exquisite honour to present the nominees for Best Costume Design, an award our spectacular bohemian little tale of truth, beauty, freedom and love swept away in 2022. Prepare yourselves for glamour, grandeur, and gowns that would make even the Duke gasp.
Best Costume Design. Enver Chakartash for Stereophonic at the Duke of York's Theatre. Linda Cho for The Great Gatsby, a New Musical at the London Coliseum. Tom Scott for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Gabriella Slade and Tara Safar for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre.
Hi, we're the cast of Book of Mormon.
Here are the nominees for Best Theatre Choreographer.
An award won by Casey Nicola for the show back in 2014.
Gillian Lynn Award for Best Theatre Choreographer. Fabian Aloise for Evita at the London Palladium. Ellen Kane for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Drew McConey for Brigadoon at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. Lynn Page for American Psycho at the Almeida Theatre.
Hello, I am Thomas Aldridge and I play the role of Ron Weasley, and here are the nominees for Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Hamed Animashan for Dealer's Choice at the Donmar Warehouse. Papa Essayadu for All My Sons at the Wyndham's Theatre. Zachary Hart for The Seagull at the Barbican Theatre. Zachary Hart for Stereophonic at the Duke of York's Theatre. Giles Terrera for Oh Mary at the Trafalgar Theatre.
I'm Nana Ajay Ampadu and I play Hermione Granger. Here are the nominees for Best Actress in a Supporting Role.
Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Isis Hainsworth for Arcadia at the Old Vic. Julie Hesmondhalgh for Punch at the Young Vic and Apollo Theatre. Lucy Karchevsky for Stereophonic at the Duke of York's Theatre. Hayley Squires for All My Sons at the Wyndham's Theatre. Sophie Thompson for When We Are Married at the Donmar Warehouse.
Here are the nominees for Best Director, an award our show won in 2023.
Sir Peter Hall Award for Best Director. Jordan Fine for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Luke Shepherd for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Ed Stambalouian for Kenrex at the Other Palace. Lindsay Turner for 1536 at the Almeida Theatre. Eva Van Hove for All My Sons at the Wyndham's Theatre.
Hey, girlfriends! We're the cast of Olivier Award-winning Titanic, and here are the nominees for Best New Entertainment
or comedy play.
An award that The Play That Goes Wrong, still running here at the Duchess Theatre, won over 10 years ago.
Noel Coward Award for Best New Entertainment or Comedy Play. The Comedy About Spies at the Noel Coward Theatre. Every Brilliant Thing at Soho Place. Oh Mary at the Trafalgar Theatre. Paranormal Activity at the Ambassadors Theatre. Best Actress in a Musical. Katie Braben for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Danielle Fiamania and Georgina Honora for Brigadoon at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. Jane Krakowski for Here We Are at the National Theatre, Littleton. Jenna Russell for The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry at the Theatre Royal Haymarket. Rachel Zegler for Evita at the London Palladium.
Here are the nominees for Best Actor in a Musical.
Best Actor in a Musical. Mark Antolin for The Producers at the Garrick Theatre. James Hamid and Artie Shah for Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Andy Nyman for The Producers at the Garrick Theatre. Jamie Parker for Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. Diego Andres Rodriguez for Evita at the London Palladium.
Hello! We are the cast of Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. Here are the nominees for Best Musical Revival.
An award we were lucky enough to win in 2022.
Best Musical Revival. American Psycho at the Almeida Theatre. Evita at the London Palladium. Into the Woods at the Bridge Theatre. The Producers at the Garrick Theatre. Best Revival. All My Sons at the Wyndham's Theatre. Arcadia at the Old Vic. Much Ado About Nothing at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. The Seagull at the Barbican Theatre.
Hello, I'm David Ricardo Pearce. I play Harry Potter, and here are the nominees for Best Actor.
Best Actor. Bryan Cranston for All My Sons at the Wyndham's Theatre. Sean Hayes for Goodnight Oscar at the Barbican Theatre. Tom Hiddleston for Much Ado About Nothing at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. Jack Holden for Kenrex at the Other Palace. David Shields for Punch at the Young Vic and Apollo Theatre. Best Actress. Kate Blanchett for The Seagull at the Barbican Theatre. Marianne Jean-Baptiste for All My Sons at the Wyndham's Theatre. Julia McDermott for Weather Girl at the Soho Theatre. Rosamund Pike for Inter Alia at the National Theatre, Littleton. Rosie Sheehy for Guess How Much I Love You at Jerwood Theatre downstairs at the Royal Court Theatre.
Hello, we are the cast of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
And here are the nominees for Best New Play.
An award we won 10 years ago.
Best New Play. 1536 at the Almeida Theatre. Inter Alia at the National Theatre, Littleton. Kenrex at the Other Palace. Punch at the Young Vic and Apollo Theatre.
Hello, agents!
We're the cast of Operation Mincemeat.
And here are the nominees for Best New Musical.
An award that our show won in 2024.
Cunard Best New Musical. Here We Are at the National Theatre, Littleton. Paddington the Musical at the Savoy Theatre. Shucked at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry at the Theatre Royal Haymarket.
So there we go, that was it. Those are all the nominees for the Olivier Awards 2026 with Cunard. Tune in to the BBC on Sunday the 12th of April to celebrate with us. In the meantime, you can book tickets to Olivier Award nominated and winning shows on officiallondontheatre.com.